Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we will tell you about famous actress Monica Bellucci didn't follow Hollywood rules. And it worked. Monica Bellucci chose her own path, long before Hollywood ever tried to define her. From the very beginning, her career grew outside the traditional Hollywood system, far from studio contracts and rigid expectations. Born and raised in Italy, she didn't set out to conquer Los Angeles or chase instant stardom. Instead, she moved naturally through Europe's creative spaces, letting her career unfold at its own pace. She began as a fashion model, working with major brands and designers. But modeling was never the final goal. Acting slowly pulled her in, not through massive auditions or blockbuster deals, but through smaller, meaningful roles. When she transitioned from modeling to acting, she didn't rush toward fame or try to reinvent herself to fit Hollywood's mold. She chose films that interested her, roles that carried emotional weight, even when they didn't promise global box office success. Unlike many international stars, Monica Bellucci never fully relocated to Los Angeles. She stayed rooted in European cinema, working in Italian and French films, often collaborating with auteurs rather than studios. This decision allowed her to remain flexible, selective, and deeply connected to storytelling rather than industry pressure. European cinema gave her room to grow without being boxed into stereotypes or market-driven roles. Her independence became her greatest strength. By refusing to follow Hollywood's rules about image, age, and career timing, she built a body of work that feels authentic and lasting. She didn't burn out chasing attention. She quietly earned respect. Monica Bellucci's journey shows that success doesn't always come from following the biggest path, but from choosing the one that feels true. Her career is proof that independence isn't a limitation. It is a quiet kind of power. In an industry obsessed with youth, Monica Bellucci chose a different definition of beauty. Hollywood has long pushed actresses to stay perpetually young, chasing trends, altering appearances, and reinventing themselves to fit ever-changing standards. Wrinkles are treated like flaws, aging like a problem to solve. Monica Bellucci never played that game. She refused to reshape her image just to please the industry. Instead of fighting time, she allowed it to show. She didn't hide her maturity or soften her presence to remain marketable. Her beauty was never about perfection or trends. It was about confidence, depth, and authenticity. She carried herself with the kind of calm assurance that comes from knowing who you are and not needing approval to prove it. As the years passed, Monica Bellucci embraced femininity in its most natural form. Not the polished, overly curated version often sold by Hollywood, but something richer and more grounded. She showed that elegance can deepen with age, and that sensuality doesn't disappear. It evolves. Her beauty became less about appearance and more about presence. The way she moved, spoke, and held silence. This quiet confidence is what made her more iconic over time. Rather than fading into the background, she stood out. Her natural presence, untouched by desperation to stay young, gave her a timeless quality few achieve. Audiences didn't just see her, they felt her. Monica Bellucci proved that beauty doesn't peak and disappear. It grows, settles, and gains power. By redefining beauty on her own terms, she didn't just age gracefully. She changed how grace itself is seen. At a time when Hollywood rewards constant visibility, Monica Bellucci chose restraint. The industry often demands more than talent. It demands access, exposure, and a non-stop presence in the media. Red carpets, interviews, headlines, and scandals become part of the job. Monica Bellucci quietly stepped back from that spotlight, choosing something far less common: distance. She turned down the idea of Hollywood-style fame built on constant attention. Rather than feeding tabloids or sharing every detail of her life, she kept clear boundaries between her work and her private world. This decision wasn't about avoiding success. It was about protecting herself from becoming consumed by it. In an era where visibility often equals relevance, her absence felt refreshing. By avoiding celebrity scandals and overexposure, she allowed her work to speak louder than her personal life. There were no manufactured controversies, no desperate attempts to stay trending. Her name appeared when a role truly mattered, not when publicity demanded it. This restraint added weight to her presence. When Monica Bellucci appeared, people paid attention. Family and privacy were always treated as priorities, not sacrifices. She chose a quieter personal life, one grounded in real relationships rather than public performance. That balance gave her a sense of calm and control that translated into her screen presence. She wasn't performing fame, she was simply living. That sense of mystery became part of her timeless appeal. Audiences weren't handed every answer, every detail, every moment. The unknown created intrigue. Monica Bellucci proved that sometimes stepping back makes your presence stronger. By saying no to the constant Hollywood spotlight, she preserved not only her privacy, but the quiet power that continues to make her unforgettable. In Hollywood, survival often depends on constant reinvention. Actors are expected to rebrand themselves every decade, shifting images, chasing trends, and reshaping their identities to stay relevant. Monica Bellucci chose consistency instead of reinvention, and that choice became one of the strongest foundations of her career. She never erased earlier versions of herself to fit new expectations. Rather than reinventing her image, she refined it. Her presence remained authentic and recognizable, built on confidence rather than calculation. This steadiness allowed audiences to grow with her instead of being constantly reintroduced to a new version designed for popularity. When it came to roles, Monica Bellucci rarely chose the safe path. She gravitated toward complex, emotionally layered characters, roles that explored vulnerability, strength, darkness, and humanity. These parts weren't always comfortable or commercially guaranteed, but they offered depth. She trusted storytelling over surface-level success. Even when it meant stepping outside mainstream comfort zones, she also stayed selective with her projects. Instead of chasing awards or box office numbers, she waited for roles that felt meaningful. This patience kept her from burnout and oversaturation, and it preserved the quality of her work. Each performance felt intentional, never rushed or obligatory. Over time, this consistency built something far more valuable than temporary fame. It built respect. Directors trusted her, audiences remembered her, and her work aged well. Monica Bellucci's career shows that longevity isn't about constant change, but about clarity. By staying true to her craft and values, she proved that success doesn't require reinvention. It requires purpose, discipline, and the courage to remain yourself. Monica Bellucci's career continues to inspire because it stands in quiet contrast to the typical Hollywood path. While many actors chase rapid fame, constant reinvention, and endless visibility, her journey unfolded slowly and deliberately. She didn't measure success by headlines or awards alone, but by longevity, creative freedom, and personal balance. In an industry driven by urgency, her patience feels almost radical. Modern audiences connect deeply with that approach. Today, viewers are more aware than ever of hype, publicity machines, and manufactured personas. What people admire now is authenticity, real presence, real choices, and real boundaries. Monica Bellucci never tried to be everywhere at once or appeal to everyone. She remained selective, grounded, and quietly confident, which made her feel genuine rather than produced. Her legacy serves as powerful proof that there's more than one way to succeed. You don't have to follow Hollywood's strict timeline, relocate to Los Angeles, or reshape yourself to fit narrow expectations. Bellucci built an international career without sacrificing her identity, her privacy, or her values. That alone challenges the long-standing idea that success must look a certain way. The lasting lesson of her career is simple but profound. You don't have to follow the rules to leave an impact. By choosing independence over approval and meaning over momentum, Monica Bellucci created a career that continues to resonate across generations. Her story reminds us that true influence doesn't come from noise or speed, but from authenticity, intention, and the courage to walk your own path, even when it's quieter than the rest.